This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Wow, it's really quiet in this car. Yeah, I can't hear out of my right ear. Yeah, practically deaf out of my right ear at this point. Yeah, it's really clogged up. This happens to me every now and then. I've been to the doctor many times where the doctor has had to do earwax removal. He tells me that the Asians tend to have a lot of earwax. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, it was so impacted that you can't barely hear anything out of the one ear. It's really clogged up. I kind of knew it was heading that way because over the weeks I can kind of tell it was getting a little quieter and quieter, and I says, okay, this thing's gonna be full blown impacted again. Sure enough, it always seems to be the right ear. Don't know why. I know that air canal is actually larger than my left ear. Is yours like that? I can tell. Because, you know, when you wear earbuds, you can tell which one fits better than the other side, right? Yeah, the right ear is always larger. But anyways, it's pretty impacted at this point. So I really can't hear well at all out of my right ear. And it got me thinking about that. I mean, I'll fix it up. It's not an issue. If I can't do it myself, I'll go to the doctor. I bought a couple products here. I'll show you here. Walgreens brand, okay? Earwax removal drops. It's basically like Debrox. Debrox is more expensive. I figured I'd try their brand. It does the same thing. You know, you put a couple drops inside your ear. You could hear it crackling because it says it releases oxygen as it foams up the earwax. But there's so much in it. It's probably too far deep in there too that it's not coming out. You know, I lay on my side. I put the ear drops in. Wait a while. I think I've been sitting there for 20 minutes or something, laying there for about 20 minutes or so. And then I decided, you know, to flush it out. So I bought one of these. Walgreens earwax removal kit. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by any of these, okay? So I had to get it. It's basically a syringe. Let me open the box and show you real quickly since we're stopped. It's a syringe. Okay, it's a syringe like this. And then there's this tip right here that kind of screws on. You see that? So what it is just a standard syringe with a tip, and there's holes on the sides of this thing. So basically, it squirts the water in, but it squirts it not directly in. It squirts it kind of like out to the sides, so it doesn't hit your eardrum. And that supposedly is safer for you than, you know, something pushing directly into the eardrum, pushing water directly into the eardrum. Let's turn here. And so I've had one of these before, but I don't know what happened to it. So I had to buy another one. Does it work? I don't know. So far it hasn't, but I think it's only because the thing is so impacted in there. It's gotta loosen up for a while. Now, according to the instruction of the earwax removal drops, it says use up to 4 days, twice a day. And if it's further than that, you may need to contact your doctor. I figure I'd try it. You know, I've done the drops before. You can hear it clicking and all that in your ear, so it's doing something. But usually mine are so far gone that, you know, I don't know whether it's going to be able to get all of it, and so it's pretty clogged up. I was planning on doing an e-bike review today, but you know, if you can't hear well out of one ear, your balance might not be that great. I figured it wasn't that safe for me to do it, so I says, "Oh, just gonna have to wait another day or longer until the ear clears up." I mean, I can push on it a little bit to the side. And I can hear it squishing around in there because it's probably still wet in there because of the water. I squirted in quite a bit of water in there, but it didn't come out. You know, if you go to the doctor, he does basically the same thing, but they have some heavy-duty pump things, and they basically squirt a whole bunch of water in your ear until it flushes it out. Yeah. But it's a more powerful spray, obviously. This thing shoots to the side. I don't know what theirs does, if it squirts right into it or what it does. But he positions and everything, and yeah, that was my my other doctor, who's no longer with me, he's the Indian guy. He's gone off into like a private practice at this point. You have to pay multiple thousands of dollars to see him. So now I've got the Chinese guy, who I only seen twice in my entire time. I see the nurse practitioner more than I see the doctor. Yeah, that's how it works nowadays. So anyway, that's one story. Got another story for you. So late last night, before going to bed, I decided to turn on Netflix to see what's out there. And there's a TV show called, there was a TV show called The Biggest Loser. Remember that show? The Biggest Loser. Yeah, great name. Overweight people trying to lose weight, right? So what did they call this show? Fit for Television. Fit for TV. That's what it's called. Fit for TV. And then the line underneath it says, something about documentary about the Biggest Loser. Okay. So I go, oh, okay. Well, usually when I look at stuff, I don't want to watch like 20 episodes. Are you like me? I don't have time for like 20 episodes. This was like 3 episodes, and I think each of them were about 45 minutes, something like that. So it's okay. I could do that. I could do that before going to bed. So I binge watched the 3 episodes. It was a good program. It really kind of talked about how the show worked, and then the stories behind the people that were on the show and how they're doing today. That's the key. That's what I really wanted to find out. Did they keep the weight loss off, or did they gain the weight back? What do you think? Put a comment before you even watch the rest of this. Put a comment. Do you think they kept it off? I don't know how many people they had on. I think they had something like 17 seasons, 18 seasons, something like that. So it was a while. Very popular show back in the day. And so I wanted to know, did these people keep the weight off? All right, I'll tell you, keep you in suspense here. Most of them didn't. Most of them gained some weight back, if not most of it back. And then they did studies. Yeah, I'm probably ruining the show for you right now, probably. But I think most of us knew what the answer was even before watching the show. So these are spoilers, okay? Let me say this. I'll put a thing in the front that says spoiler alert. If you continue watching the rest of this video, then it's on you, because I'm going to talk about it. So anyway, I guess the guy who they concentrated on the most, I think he was the biggest loser. He had lost the most weight. He was pretty big, yeah, but he had essentially gained it all back. I mean, for a while he didn't, but then eventually he did. They were saying something to the effect that they were analyzing it, and they said they can't really do a true study, because you're not talking. Usually when they do studies of how things affect this or that, you're talking thousands of people in a case study, right? Then they can draw some type of conclusion. Well, you're only talking, I don't know, a couple hundred people, something like that, who went through the program, on the television show. So, but based on those people, they said they think that the methods that they did may have hurt their metabolism or something like that, where essentially they were just going to end up gaining it all back. I think the overall conclusion was something to the effect of and I think most of us know this now, is that your best way of weight loss is a slow and moderate loss, not a huge amount of loss. I mean, these people did everything from like hardly eating any calories, like 800 calories or something like that, or something way down there. I mean, that's not safe in the first place, I don't think. And then they did so much exercise that they're bound to lose the weight. I mean, let's put it this way: if you bring your calorie count below a certain level, no matter what you do, you could just sit there and lose weight, because you're basically starving yourself to death, right? So they did a combination of starving themselves plus all the work that they did to do this. There was also mention about, was it really good to, drive these people based on money? Because if you won it, you won $250,000. right? So they're all trying to get money. But in reality, I think most of the people who got on there were trying to change their lives because they were all overweight and they wanted to get thin again. So really was pushing them by money the best way to do it. I don't know. It was kind of sad to watch that, most of them had actually gained a lot of the weight, if not all of the weight, back over time. But I think that's what happens. I mean, even for myself, I was looking at myself, I'm going, well, I gained back to 50 pounds. And like I said, this is my third time doing 50 pounds. It's keeping it off that was always the hard part. Losing it wasn't so bad. Yeah, just kind of cut down on what you're eating and then, do a little bit more exercise than you maybe normally do. You're going to lose some weight. I really think the best way to do it is slow and steady weight loss, not hard-hitting weight loss of like, guy lost like 20 pounds this week, I don't think you're going to keep that off. Just because you lost it doesn't mean it's going to stay off, okay? They touched a little bit about Ozempic at the tail end of the show, because of course that's the big thing now is people getting these weight loss drugs to help them. And they didn't say too much about it. It's just that they mentioned that that's one way that people are doing it now. I'm not a really big fan of that, although I know a number of people who are actually on it right now. And have they lost weight? Yeah, absolutely have lost weight. They have. But the show did mention, and I think a lot of us know, that if you do those drugs, you're kind of stuck on it for the rest of your life. Do you really want to be stuck on it? Because once you stop it, you may end up going back to the way you were. It's a tough thing. Weight loss is a tough thing. So I've gone through it myself several times, but I haven't taken those drugs. Now, somebody said that the metformin that I'm taking for my diabetes also is a weight control drug. Not really. Not to the point of what Ozempic and stuff does. I mean, maybe it does a little. I don't know. But really, it's not. It's really for other things, more so for my diabetes than it is for anything else. So, if it was a weight loss thing, I'd be losing weight like crazy because I've been on it for like a year and a half now, right? But I don't feel it was because of that caused my weight loss. It's because of the lower amount of calories. I'm just waiting for this car to move forward. I think it's more about the lower calories and intake and stuff like that really helped me out. Good, I was doing mostly salads and chicken, really. You just go by calorie count, pretty much could tell that I'd lost weight based on that. Keeping it off is always the hardest thing, and that's where I struggle as well. Like I said, when I went back and started eating more stuff again since January of this year. Here it is, in case this is a future video that you see. It's currently August. I gained 20 pounds back of the 50, but I've lost 5 back. So I'm down essentially 35 pounds out of the 50, right? So I have a 15-pound gain since January. I hope to get down to at least a 40-pound loss, so hoping to drop at least another 5 pounds. I don't know whether I'll be able to do the 50 pounds again. Obviously try, but I'll be happy if I just get to 40 pounds and stay at 40 pounds and don't gain it back. That's really the goal for me at this point. But again, I think you have to be realistic in your weight loss, in your weight journey, that you're consistent with it and you don't just go back to your old habits, which is what I think a lot of us end up doing. We go back to our old habits. And so it becomes difficult. So it was hard to watch that show. I mean, it was an entertaining thing, but it was hard to watch a show because I myself am going through some type of weight loss effort as well. So many of us are, really. I think a lot of people do weight loss. It's just something we do. So anyways, I'm at Costco at this point, so I'm going to go in. Like I said, I can't really hear out of my right ear. really at all. It's really clogged up. I hope to get it under control. I'll let you guys know what ends up happening. If I can't do it within the 4 days time, like they say, I may have no choice but to contact the doctor and ask them to do it. It doesn't take long. You just go in there, they squirt a bunch of water in there, and then it comes out. But I can't see what I'm doing, and I don't have the power spray that they have to do it. And I don't know what it costs. You know, whatever your copay is. I think it's higher than your copay, maybe 70 to $100 or something like that to do it. So I figure I'd try my own stuff, right? Try the drops, try the syringe thing. It's just a smaller version of what they're gonna do. So they don't even use the earwax removal thing, the drops. They just start squirting, and then it comes out. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Sharing everything with you guys. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on The Biggest Loser. Did you watch that show? What's your thoughts on it now that we've talked about it? If you know what I'm talking about now, I know that you went to the end of the show of this particular video, but hopefully it didn't ruin it for you. But we all knew before even going in, because there was talks in the newspapers and in the you know, anywhere you found news, they were always talking about was it safe for The Biggest Loser people to do and all that stuff. So it was a big thing. It's not like it was any revelation, but to me it was a little sad to watch that, you know, most of them didn't keep it off. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys next time.